When we think of Star Wars heroes, we naturally think of Jedi like Luke, Anakin, and Obi-Wan. And it makes sense. They're front and centre in a lot of the action, and they influence pivotal moments in the story. But there's another hero I want to talk about today, and that's R2D2. When we think of R2, what typically comes to mind are the funny moments and levity he brings to the experience of Star Wars and his odd couple style relationship with C3PO. And while it's true he does deliver fun, he is more than that. He's a hero. And what we'll see when we deconstruct his time on screen in a new data visualization is he's also a tragic hero at that. So why in the first instance can we consider R2D2 a hero? Well, it's because he does lots of heroic things. And while they may seem small at the time, they're often pivotal either to the story or to help the characters get to the next phase of the story. Some key pivotal moments are when he fixes the shields on the Naboo starfighter, saving Padme, when he again saves Padme from the lava pot, when he frees Anakin and Obi-Wan from General Grievous, his most well-known heroic act in A New Hope of getting the Death Star plans to Obi-Wan. He saves Luke, Leia, Han and Chewbacca from the trash compactor. He helps Leia, Lando and Chewbacca escape from Cloud City. He fixes the Falcon's hyperdrive, enabling the group to escape from Vader and the Empire. He cuts the Ewok neck to free the group. And my personal favourite is when he shoots Luke's lightsaber at him on Jabba's pleasure barge. This is quite the roster of moments where he had an influence in helping the characters and moving the story along. And perhaps it's not a surprise, as George Lucas himself has said that R2 is ultimately the hero of the whole piece, that whenever there's a pivotal moment of real danger, he's the one that gets everybody out of it. But I wonder when reading this quote if George Lucas meant more than his words appear to suggest, that in being the ultimate hero, R2 shares a trait with other great heroes. That they hold in them some tragic event that they need to overcome, yet still do the things they're called to do. And I ask this because of what we see in this data deconstruction. Here we can visually see the relationship between the protagonists and other characters, where the thickness of the line represents more time together on screen. And it's when we look at the time R2 has with Anakin and Luke, we see things we didn't see before. Starting with Anakin, we see how important R2 is to him, with only Padme and Obi-Wan sharing more time on screen with him. And with Luke, where R2 is the character he shares the most time on screen with. More than his friend Han, more than his sister Leia, and more than his father Vader. And it's when we see this time on screen R2 shares with Anakin and Luke, we see something else, which is the connection he makes between them as father and son, and what this means for the story. R2 is one of the few characters to appear in all three trilogies, and we know his memory was not wiped like C3PO's. And because of this, he carried a lot of memories with him, and he knew more than he said at some pivotal moments in the saga, like when he was reunited with Obi-Wan and listened to him tell the story about Anakin from a certain point of view. By this time, he at the very least knew Luke was Anakin's son because he was there when he was born. So seeing Luke ignite his father's lightsaber must have brought back some memories of the man he knew from a young boy to the moment he walked away and told him to stay with the ship on Mustafar. He may also have had some anger towards Obi-Wan, suspecting he killed Anakin when one man left the ship and another returned, all while he was talking about his good friend. And we can debate whether these theories are true or not, and whether or not a droid can feel these things, but what is undeniable is R2 kept silent in his time with Luke, despite knowing more. And after he kept his silence, he kept going by supporting Luke in his journey to become a Jedi, where he joined him at the Battle of Yavin and increased the power to keep him away from Vader. He joined him on Dagobah in his training with Yoda, and he was in on Luke's plan from the beginning when he shot him his lightsaber from the pleasure barge to save Han. Now, I'm not here to say he is the tragic hero of Star Wars. Anakin holds that title, but he is a tragic hero because of these moments, because he kept his silence, because he continued to support the son of the father, and because he did it all despite maybe thinking Obi-Wan killed the companion he knew from a young boy to a man. I thank you for watching this Datatainer deconstruction video. If you like what you saw, please drop a like for the video, and please let me know what you think in the comments. And remember, in the way of data and observation, we can save entertainment.